Good afternoon, one and all. Today, I would be sharing with you a very interesting topic, that is Ayurveda for the health of sense organs. Because sense organs are very important for us, and before entering into the health of sense organs, let us just analyze what is health according to Ayurveda. The definition of health according to Ayurveda as well as according to WHO is the physical, mental, spiritual well-being. So here spiritual is also included because it is the food for the soul. So that is why nowadays the meditation is very important treatment in Ayurveda practice. Moving on, let us just understand the importance of this shiras, because all the sense organs are they are all lodged in the head. So that is why we have to give due importance to head because of the Ashraya Sthana, because head is the Ashraya Sthana and it is also considered as a very important marma, that is Shiro Marma, Basti Marma and Hridaya Marma. In this Shiro Marma is very important because mainly it is giving the shelter to all the sense organs. And as you all know that brain is the controlling center for not only sense organs but all the bodily activities. So hence we have to give immense protection to the brain. So nowadays people are coming across different factors like stress, etc. because and these factors are also causing many physical diseases. So that is why we have to control stress. So these factors again, they are going to affect the functioning of the brain. So before entering into the etiological factors, we have to know what are the common causes which are prevalent these days, which are causing which are acting as culprits for most of the common problems, not only in eye and ENT but also our physical health. So we have to stress, as you all know, stress is a very important factor, and when we do anything against our body and against our senses, that is Mithya Yoga. Mithya Yoga is a very bad practice when we go against our senses and against our body principles, which causes disease. So that is why we have to avoid all these stressful factors, and we have to avoid improper usage of our sense organs and also excess usage of our sense organs. So and one more important thing is we have to concentrate on the dinacharya. So dinacharya are those principles and practice which help us to maintain our health, not only our bodily health but also the health of the sense organs. So we have to follow the lifestyle and food as per the seasons and also as per the different etiological factors. Also we have to follow this, and we have to also realize that among all the sense organs, this eye is a very important sense organ, because when a person is not able to see, then his life is a waste, even though he is wealthy. But when a person is not able to see properly, then he will not be able to concentrate in his daily life, and that is why his quality of life will be reduced. So that is why we have to give immense importance for the protection of our indriyas, especially the nayana. So that is why our acharyas have rightly justified that sarva indriyanam nayanam pradhanam. Among all the sense organs, this eyes occupy an important place. So nowadays you all know that children as well as adults are often exposed to this computers, and also the children are glued to the TV screen, and also we are having many mobile phone users who are we are continuously using our mobile phones without giving any rest to our eyes. So this is causing many refractive errors, and it is also causing diseases like dry eye syndrome. And not only that, it is also affecting the health of the mind. So that is why we have to when we are in an age of civilization, that is scientific civilization, but we are using these scientific tools to spoil our health. But if we use the same tools in a proper manner, then definitely we can protect our senses as well as our mind. So there are few important therapies which we can practice at home, so that we can give a very good we can maintain our sense organs. So one therapy which is called as, it is the sunning therapy. Sun is a very important source of energy, because when we our eyes are also utilizing the photoreceptors, that is the photons which are entering into the eye, and that is stimulating and forming the image. So that is why this comes from the sun, that is, which is a light source. So if we use this sun energy in a proper way, then definitely our eyesight will improve. So that is why we can use the morning sun. That is, there is a very important practice of sunning exercise which can be done in the early morning sun or in the evening sun. So this we cannot directly look at the sun, but we can close our eyes and derive that sun energy. So for this we advise a simple technique of putting eye drops at the same time when we are doing sunning, so that eye drops which are medicated drops, which will not only nourish the eyes but also it will help in absorbing that medicine because of the sun's energy, and thereby it will give a positive effect on our eyes. So in sunning exercise, we put the eye drop and we sway our body movements from side to side, so that there is equal distribution of this medicine inside the eyes. So next important practice is we can go for eye wash. So washing the eye, it is a very simple technique. We can use any medicated decoction, like Triphala is one of the best drug for all eye diseases. So you can use Triphala, you can use HT Madhu, and you can make a very light decoction by mixing 1/4 teaspoon of Triphala Kashaya, Triphala Kwatha, and then adding 1 glass of water and boiling it and for 5 minutes, and then you can keep this extract store it in a glass bottle, and you can use it continuously throughout the day. So we can use eye cups which are easily available in the market. Just you have to pour this decoction which is filtered before use, and that has to be immersed. The eye has to be immersed within the eye cups, and you have to give a bath to the eye. So in that way it will not only remove the dust particles, but also it improve the circulation, and it will give a very soothing effect, and also it will brighten up the eyes. So you can daily use this practice in order to be free from dusty, because we are exposed to this dusty environment. So you can be free by using this practice. Then we also have a very nice procedure called Pindi. Pindi is eye pack. So this eye pack, again, it is also very nourishing therapy for the eye. Just you can make a medicated paste out of simple drugs like Triphala, Lodra, HT, and you can also use this aloe vera gel. So these are all very important drugs which are considered as chakshusha, because they are important for the health of the eyes. So that is why you can make a paste and just keep it on the eyes for a specified period of 20 minutes. So after removing that eye pack, you can feel the difference. You can see how your eyes will be really refreshed. So computer users can do this practice at least once or twice in a day, and they can really get the difference. And also you can, while brushing the teeth, you can use a very simple technique of splashing water on the eyes, and at the same time you have to hold some water inside the mouth, like you can use 5 ml of water, you can store it in your mouth, that is gargle, but you should not spit it, and then at the same time you have to splash the water on your eyes. This practice is also very refreshing, and this is a very ancient practice which prevents formation of diseases which are recently seen in each and every individual, that is the cataract. So in olden days people used to adopt this practice, and that is why cataract was not prevalent in those days. But nowadays we have forgotten all these practices, and that is why we are suffering from these diseases, eye diseases. So you can adopt this technique in your daily life. And also whenever you feel you have pain, congestion, etc., you can just do this Pindi. It will be very refreshing. And also there are a few eye exercises which you can adopt in your daily lifestyle, so that you can keep your eyes well accommodated, because you do exercise for your body, but often you don't do for your eyes. Don't forget that in eyes also you have very important muscles which are very important for the coordination, and the coordination of these muscles helps in focusing the image on the retina. So you have to exercise these muscles which are intraocular as well as extraocular muscles, and this exercises will help in keeping these muscles strong, and thereby you can prevent the diseases like presbyopia or accommodation defects, which are also rampant these days. And of course you can practice it daily without any these techniques are very simple, so you can approach our hospital and learn these techniques. We have various techniques like the ball swinging exercise, then we have the bar swinging exercise, then we have the candle exercise, and different such types of exercises which we will teach you, and it is very simple, and you can adopt it in your daily life, so that you can be free from these refractive errors which are commonly found not only in children but also in aged persons. Next, coming to the health of the nose. So nose is also exposed to different aeroallergens, because we are exposed to this polluted atmosphere daily. So that is why how can we prevent these diseases, airborne diseases? So it is only by an act of washing the nose properly with medicated decoction, or you can use simple salt water and wash your nose. And this nasal wash not only helps in cleaning your nose, but also it will help in improving your vision. And it is considered as rasayana, means it will strengthen and soothe all the sense organs. So you can adopt this practice. If you don't have this medicated decoction, you can use simple salt water for nasal this douching. And next we have a daily practice which is called as pratimarshanasya. So daily you have to instill medicated drops. If you don't have medicated drops, you can also use any type of oil which is available in the house, like the olive oil or the mustard oil. And if you don't have oil, you can also use the medicated ghee, because this will help a lipid layer. When we instill 2 drops of this medicated oil, it will act as a lipid coating inside the nasal mucosa, and it will prevent the antigen antibody reaction, because this is the cause for most of the nasal diseases. So you can prevent these diseases by adopting this simple technique which is called as pratimarshanasya. And also we have forgotten dhumapana, which was a practice which was prevalent in ancient times, but we can go for medicated smoking. So that will also, because smoke contains many aromatic compounds which will help in clearing the nasal passages and also keeping our nasal, removing the unwanted secretions which are trapped inside the nose and sinuses, and thereby maintains the health of the nose and sinuses, and thereby prevents us from nasal and sinus disorders. And not only that, you know that nose is considered as the gateway for Shiras. That is, whatever medicines you are putting in the nose, it is directly reaching all the sense organs. As per Ayurveda, we have a marma called Shringhataka marma, which is again a Sira marma or a vascular marma, which is connected to the different structures of the eye, ear, nose, throat, etc. So that is why in all these diseases, this technique of instilling drops in the nose works wonders. So that is why not only for your eye problems, ear problems or nasal problems, even for your head diseases of the head, headaches, etc., you can adopt this simple technique. Then of course we have for the health of the ear, you have again, because ear is again it is exposed to different forms of noise pollution. So that is why don't try to remove the wax unnecessarily, because some amount of wax inside the ear is good for your ears, because it protects the tympanic membrane from the loud intensity of the sound. So if you remove the wax, because nowadays patients are more prone to removing wax, that is why they are suffering from this sensory neural hearing loss, because loud intensities of sound in the atmosphere, it's directly affecting the auditory nerve. So that is why you have to, you should not have the habit of removing the wax. You can just, and don't try to push the wax inside. So that will get adhered to the tympanic membrane and it will cause more problems like impacted wax, etc. So that is why in order to maintain a healthy ear, you also have to put just 2 drops of any medicated oil. This sarsha patala or mustard oil is considered one of the best remedies for ear diseases, and you can easily, it is available at home, and you can just put 2 to 4 drops of this oil inside the ear, so that you can just make it lukewarm, so that it also gives a soothing and refreshing feeling. And in most of the ear diseases, we use this technique of Karnapuran, which will help in pacifying, removing the doshas from the local site. Then for the health of the oral cavity, we have a technique called gandush or gargling. So this gargling, again, it is removing the unwanted, because our oral cavity is housing various amounts of organisms, microorganisms. So when we do this gargle, so it will remove this unwanted toxins, microorganisms, etc., and thereby maintain the oral hygiene. As you all know, this for this maintaining this oral hygiene, we have to use any medicated decoction. So I told you about Triphala, that is also very good mouthwash. You can use it in daily practice. And if you have some sort of burning sensation and any ulcers, you are prone to ulcers, then you can use this HT decoction. In order to strengthen your sense organs, you can also adopt this simple technique of gargling, which will help in removing the impurities and also giving a fresher feeling to the oral cavity, and also it prevents most of the systemic diseases, because oral cavity is the house for most of the systemic diseases. And also we have this Valdias ring in this area, which is acting as a protected defense. So this defense mechanism will also be stimulated because of the medicated gargles. So this also has to be adopted in daily practice, and I suggest that after each and every meal, it is compulsory for you to gargle your oral cavity, so that any debris, which is food debris, which is retained in the mouth, it is completely removed. Otherwise this is the cause for your dental problems like caries, etc., because that starts from this stage. So you can completely get relief from these problems if you follow this simple technique of gandusha or gargling. And one more thing is, you can also strengthen your teeth by using a medicated gargle of oil. So you can use sarsha patela. Again, this is also very good mustard oil you can use, or til oil you can use. So I think you all have heard about oil pulling. So this is nothing but you are retaining this medicated oil inside the oral cavity and rotating it continuously for 5 to 10 minutes, so that it will not only strengthen your teeth and gums, and also it will give refreshing feeling to the teeth and helps in overcoming diseases like caries, etc. And along with that, you have to also look after your facial health, because all the sense organs are lodged in the face, and this facial beauty is the initial, face is the index of the mind. So that is why you have to take care of the health of your face, and this is possible only when you use a medicated paste. So don't feel that you are using medicated paste to brighten up your face, but it also has a very positive impact, because the nerves which are located in the face will be stimulated, and it will also stimulate the brain. So that is why it is not only good for the health of the eyes and other sense organs, but also your brain will be stimulated and your memory will be improved. So that is why you have to go for these medicated packs daily at least once, or if it is not possible daily, at least you can do it weekly once, so that you can maintain your glow, and also you can be free from this ultraviolet damage to the skin by using some packs like honey. Very simple packs. You can use this honey and this amla powder, and mix it with rose water, a little bit of rose water, and you can apply it on the face. You can also use lemon juice, because that is also anti-tan. So in that way we have different forms of this medicated paste in order to get different effects. So if you want to improve the brain circulation of the brain and also the functioning of the brain, then you have to use some packs which are which are suiting to the brain, like you can use vacha churna, HT churna, and Triphala, etc., which will help in improving the nutrition. Because again, when we apply any paste to the forehead, definitely you will get relief from headache, because this is a very wide muscle, that is the occipital frontalis muscle, which is not only covering your whole scalp, but it is also extending to the forehead, and in that way this circulation will be spread to the whole of the head. So that is why we apply this Shiropichu or Shirolepa, etc., along with the Mukhalepa, in order to enhance the effects not only to the brain but also to the sense organs. So in that way, that is also, these are very simple therapies. Just I have given you a gist. You have to visit our hospital, and you have to take more information how you can keep your sense organs healthy. So because health is finally, it will give you the right track. You can stay healthy. Life is very important, and at the same time you have to follow the proper diet. because nowadays children are not eating proper diet, because they like more of junk food, which has to be completely avoided. And we have forgotten to take the green leafy vegetables, which are very important for the eye health. So we have to also include some calcium, iron preparation, etc., which is very important for the health of your eyes, lens, and it will overall provide nutrition to the different structures of the eye, as well as it will also very important for the other sense organs, because ghee is considered to be rasayana. So this ghee, it is a lipoprotein which is very important for the proper functioning of the nerve fiber. So that is why even in sensory neural hearing loss, we advise the patient to take ghee, and better if he takes medicated ghee if he is suffering from this problem. So in that way, you can follow this simple techniques, and definitely you can prolong your life. And we have a special therapy called rasayana therapy. So in this rasayana therapy, we are particularly advising some daily rasayanas like triphala, which has to be taken daily, or you can use shatavari, HT, etc., which are loaded with antioxidants and other substances which are beneficial to our sense organs. And you can also use protein rich diet like ashwagandha, vidari, etc., in order to improve their health. And along with that, you can use some mineral origin drugs like you can use shankha, then pravala bhasma, etc., also to maintain the calcium content, because it is a rich source of calcium. So in that way, if you have any disease, then you have to go for vyadihar rasayana. So this vyadihar rasayana, it is given according to the different conditions, different problems. Eye problems, we have amalaki rasayana. For nasal problems, we have chitraka rasayana, agastya rasayana, etc. And for ear problems, we had brihad chagalyadikrita. So in that way, we have different rasayanas suiting the different diseases, which definitely it will improve the immunity, because once the immunity is compromised, then the patient will be suffering from various diseases. He is more prone to diseases only when his immunity comes down. So that's why Ayurveda stresses the importance of improving the immunity, so that patient's body itself is ready to fight any organism which enters into our body. So that is why Ayurveda gives preference to nidhana parivarjana. You have to remove the etiological factors which are causing the disease. Unless and until you be free from these factors, then you will your health cannot be promoted. So you have to identify all the etiological factors, and you should be away from those factors. Then only your health is maintained. Otherwise, if you are following the same etiological factors and if you are taking medicine, then it will not work. Along with the medicine, you have to do nidhana parivarjana. Avoid the etiological factors. Thank you for patient listening, and definitely you can visit our OPD and gain more information. Thank you once.